Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to take a look at advanced word skills, some borders, shading, and graphics. Yes, we are going to totally jazz up your Word document, make it look all pretty. So, make sure you get your notes, you follow the Storm philosophy, sit back and enjoy. Alright, so what are we going to learn today? Well, we're going to take a look at borders. Borders for paragraphs, borders for text, borders for the page, and maybe even path borders. Yes, look that up. Shading, some graphics from clipart, from the file, some drawing tools, WordArt, shapes, lines, and arrows, and symbols. So why are we going to take a look at this? Why do we want to add borders, shading, or graphics to your document? Well, it's going to add some style to your document. It's going to make something look even more professional in some cases. However, it can also make something look very unprofessional, so be careful. It will help frame the text and really make some text stand out. You can create some colorful assignments that rival some web and other media that have been created by visual artists, by graphic artists, by professionals. You can do this just the same and make it look amazing. Yes, it will be so professional, you'll be hired for any job. So the first thing we need to recognize is how to create some borders. Now, we have practiced around and played around with this before. So the first one is using the toolbar, and this is what we're going to use to create borders around some text. So you want to use the format menu, borders and shading option. You're going to select the borders tab, and you're going to choose the type of border. This can be a box, a shadow, 3D, or any custom border that you so choose. In the middle, you're going to select the style, the color, and the width of your border. In the preview screen, you can click either in the box or on the tabs to identify where to place the border. So you can put the border at the top, at the bottom, on the left, on the right, in the middle, anywhere you choose. In the Apply To box, you're going to select either text or paragraph to identify whether the border is going to be applied to either the text that you've highlighted, so maybe an individual word or group of words, or a whole paragraph. Once you've done that, you're going to click OK, and voila, presto, you got a border. So just a quick little visual, click on Format, scroll down to Borders and Shading, and then you're given the Borders and Shading box. Then you can play around with it however you so choose. Again, don't be fearful of this. You play around with it, see what looks right, what looks wrong, what works, what doesn't. To add a page border, it's no different. Again, you're going to click on Format, Borders and Shading, but you're going to select the Page Border tab. This is the middle one. This is different. Select the border type, choose the style, color, width, and or art. Yes, you can make a border around your page using art, so stars or symbols, happy faces I've seen even before. You're going to place the border using the preview screen. Again, choose where you want the border, either top, bottom, left, or right. In the Apply To box, select the whole document, this section, or the first page only. First page only is really good for when you're creating that title page that you don't want the rest of the document being in the border. And then click OK. And again, a quick little visual, Format, Borders and Shading, and then this time select the Page Border tab, which is the middle one. And you can see all your options there. And at the bottom, Art, you can select any number of features and apply it to the whole document or first page only, or whatever else you want for the pages. Next, let's take a look at shading. Shading is what you want to use to shade some text, make it stand out from the rest of the page. And sometimes when you shade text, an entire piece of text, the rest of the page will be white, and in effect you've actually created a border in this case as well. So to create shading, you're going to select Format, Borders and Shading, just like before, only this time you're going to click on the Shading tab. In the Fills area, select the color you want. You can even select more colors by selecting the More Colors button. In the Patterns, you can select any type of pattern that you like, and then you're going to click on the Apply To box and select either the text or the paragraph. Once you click OK, voila, you got some shading. So again, the quick little visual, Format, Borders and Shading, and then the Shading tab. And you see the number of options you have there for colors, and even you can click on more colors or style and patterns and apply it to any number of pieces of text in your document. Next, let's take a look at visuals, otherwise known as graphics. Now, when you're creating a Word document, you have many options available. All of these options, such as clipart or imported pictures or WordArt or symbols or shapes, are really visuals, and they can add a professional or a creative element to your document. However, again, use these discreetly. Sometimes some visuals can look very, very immature or kid-like. Some look very unprofessional, so you want to be sure to choose only those visuals that actually do help support your document. One of the most popular or common features of Microsoft Word is Microsoft Word clipart. Clipart can bring all sorts of visuals into your document, from drawn visuals to actual visuals as well through the Microsoft Clipart gallery. So when you insert clipart, you're going to click on Insert, Picture, and then Clipart. In the Search For box, you're going to enter the words you want to look for. Maybe it's teacher, maybe it's class, maybe it's computer. Then you're going to select the media file type, and again, this can be clipart, this can be picture, this can be an audio or a video. Once you click Go, your pictures will then be sorted there and shown to you, and then you're going to click Insert on the visual that you want to insert into your document. However, sometimes Clipart doesn't have the exact visual you want. Sometimes you need to go out and find it yourself via the web, or maybe you've taken a picture that you want to insert. So this is where you're going to be inserting a picture from your file. First off, you want to download and save the picture to your My Pictures folder, or a folder that makes sense to you. Then in Microsoft Word, you're going to go to Insert menu, scroll down to Picture, click on the From File option, and now this case it gives you all your file folders. Select the appropriate file in the appropriate file folder, and then you're going to click on Insert, and voila, your picture is now all of a sudden in a Word document. Now, once you've inserted your picture, the one thing you really need to play around with is how it's going to appear in your document, and this is where text wrapping comes in. Newly inserted pictures are set by default to inline, so they're fixed. So your text breaks, so your text will run until the picture, then break, and then continue after the picture. This can be appropriate in some cases, but in most cases you want to wrap your text around the picture. Make it seem as if the text just flows around the picture. And this is text wrapping, and you can do all sorts of text wrapping using Microsoft Word. To text wrap using the drop down menus, you're going to click on the actual image in your document. You're then going to click on View, then Toolbars, and Picture. Once this pops up, your picture toolbar, you'll then see a little icon there on the far right that looks like a little dog. This is your text wrapping icon. It looks like a Scottie Dog. If you don't know what that is, look that up. It's a little Scottish Terrier. And then you can choose the text wrapping style, from wrapping squarely around your picture to making your picture go in front of the text or behind the text or in line with text. You can make your text go from top to the bottom of the picture. You can make it very, very closely connected to the text, or maybe even make the text kind of go right through your visual. So all these elements, all these features of text wrapping can really make your picture stand out. Now, another popular feature of Microsoft Word is WordArt. Now, this is a way to make your text really stand out. The WordArt icon is a little A that's kind of all fancy looking. It's on your WordArt toolbar, and if you don't know how to insert that toolbar, again, go to View and then Toolbars and Drawing if not available. You're going to select the style of WordArt. You're going to type your text where it says your text here. Then you're going to select your options from font to size to bold to italics, and then you can see how your WordArt looks by clicking on OK. If you ever want to edit that style, you can click on the Edit Text to edit the actual text, or the A again to change the style of the WordArt. Now, maybe text or WordArt really isn't what you're looking for. You're looking for a single character to really add emphasis to a piece of text or a document or a paragraph, and these are symbols. Symbols are single characters that can portray or convey a number of different things, from actions to emotion to emphasis to all these kind of things that a document sometimes need. So to add symbols, you're going to go to Insert and then Symbols. You're going to select the font style and you're going to click on Insert. Now, one of the things that you might want to check out are webdings or wingdings. I know those are funny names, but they add all sorts of different characters to your library of symbols there that you can play around with and see if you find a symbol that really makes sense to you. Lastly, we'll take a look at the drawing toolbar. Now, the drawing toolbar is a way that you can add your own visuals into a document. Most of the time these are shapes, but it can be you actually drawing if you're so inclined to use your mouse and actually draw something. You can add lines and arrows and shapes and 3D options and shadow options to all sorts of visuals. Now, some of the features that you'll have to be familiar with are those icons that when you choose your drawing toolbar, you can select any number of things, from a line to an arrow to changing the line style or the arrow style or the line color. There's some default options as well there with your drawing toolbar. You can see all the different lines that are by default, stars and banners to callouts, which are really great when you're trying to take text away from a visual or add text to a visual. You can kind of show the caption to a visual using those callouts. Block arrows to basic shapes, or if you're into creating flow charts showing cause and effect relationships, things like that, you can use flowchart symbols in Microsoft Word as well. Now, using the drawing toolbar allows you to change a shape, its look, its color, all of these things. So once you've included a shape into your document, you can change the color, the line thickness, you can fill it with color, you can add 3D effects and add shadows, and all of these can really make a visual stand out even more than the default settings. So to do this, you're going to click on any shape that you've added to your document. And with the drawing toolbar, you're going to click on the shadow or the 3D icon. This is the very last icons of the drawing toolbar. And you can choose the shadow or 3D effect by clicking on it. You can see all the different options, and they try and show you what it will look like using squares as symbols. And then the shadow 3D effect will be added to your visual. And again, it will make it stand out. Again, be careful with this. Some of these shadow or 3D options may look great to you, but it may not be that professional. So you want to be very wise when choosing these shadow or 3D options. So this brings us to our end of the lecture video. Think about this question for a second. We've identified how to add shading, borders, clip art, images, symbols, and word art. But when would you use these in a professional business document? Would you use all of these? Would you use some of these? Would you use some of these in only specific cases? So consider all of those different options, and when would you use those to make your document look even more professional?